But today we're going to be diving into a topic that's very common in real estate, and that is foreclosures and pre-foreclosures and what it looks like when someone actually loses a home to a foreclosure. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Derek, aka Flippingahouse, and we talk real estate and financial literacy. But today we're going to be diving into a topic that's very common in real estate, and that is foreclosures and pre-foreclosures and what it looks like when someone actually loses a home to a foreclosure. If this is your first time watching, make sure you like and subscribe and turn on the post notifications as I drop weekly videos that are informational like this, and vlogs as well if you want to see what my day-to-day looks like as a full-time real estate investor. But enough of that, let's get into today's topic, and that is foreclosures. First, I want to start with what is a foreclosure and what is the difference in a foreclosure and a pre-foreclosure. A pre-foreclosure is really just the first step of a foreclosure. And what that means is someone who is behind on their payments, or they haven't been making payments over a certain amount of time, the bank or the mortgage note holder will then come after the person to reclaim that asset. So here's what it kind of looks like. Now, in each state, the process is going to be different, but I'm going to try to keep it as simple as possible so you guys see what the process looks like. Because even though the terms and how the process works may be different, the process overall in a foreclosure and how it works is pretty much the same. So typically when someone gets behind on their payments, they'll receive a letter from their mortgage company, and it just says that, you know, hey, we're looking to get the money that you haven't paid us, as any lender would normally do. Now, if it's just a couple payments, normally the bank will work with you as they don't want to foreclose, right? They make more money by you holding the loan and making monthly payments. So foreclosure is honestly the last step. Now, if you've only been behind a few payments, it's actually pretty simple to catch up, or you could work out terms with your bank. Now, as we've seen over the last year through Corona, a lot of people either lost their job or had to transition into a lower income situation, and they weren't able to make their mortgage payments. Now, what happened over the last year is you saw either new loan products being created, meaning that the banks are working with people to extend their 30-year mortgage to now a 40-year mortgage, or they're allowing the people to make those payments that they may have missed due to job loss or whatever the situation, and put those payments on the back end. The first step, regardless, for a bank is to work with you. They never want to foreclose because it's going to cost them money and time. And as someone who's in the asset business, this is the last thing that you want to do, is foreclose on someone. Now, when I speak about foreclosing, I'm just meaning that the bank will take back the home that they loaned a mortgage or note to. They just have to reclaim their asset, and that's in a sense what a foreclosure is. Now, like I said, the first step, they're going to try to make a deal and work with you, but let's say you go past that point and you don't know what to do, right? But let's say it's been a longer period of time, like 6 months or more. What happens then? So basically, as the process starts, it's just going to keep escalating. They're going to send you more notes. You're going to start accruing more fees. So once you get to a certain point, though, the bank has to take legal action, meaning that the file will then be transferred to a lawyer or a law firm who handles foreclosures and pre-foreclosures. Now, once again, their first step once they receive the file is going to be reach out to you. They're going to try to work with you. They're just going to try to get paid. Everybody wants to get paid in this situation. That's why it's usually best to get ahead of a foreclosure rather than waiting to the last minute. However, this is something to think about because a lot of these people do wait till the last minute. So if you're going after these leads, that's something to be aware of. These people usually do not have urgency, or they're just honestly in la la land. They don't actually think that the bank will foreclose until it's like a week out, and then they end up losing the house, which is what happened to us, which I'll explain just a minute in this video. Now, we've made it to about 8 months to close to a year, and say no payments or arrangements have been made with either the mortgage company or the law firm that is taking over the suit. That means that they're gonna start escalating to going to court with you and actually foreclosing on the property. And you don't want this to happen, because not only is it going to negatively affect your credit, they're going to see that you foreclosed on, and that's going to basically make it not eligible for you to get another property for at least 7 years or more. It's going to take a while to get off of your credit, as it does any negative reflection on your credit report. And if you guys are curious about that, maybe I can make a video, but there's plenty on YouTube when it comes to credit restoration, and how negatively it can affect you having a foreclosure on your record. Now, as a real estate investor, I'm going to be honest with you guys, we do not target pre-foreclosures, and I want to make that very clear, and here is why. The main reason being is you're usually on a time crunch. Like I said before, these people like to wait till the last minute, and I don't like being rushed because there's so many things that could go wrong already in a real estate transaction, and our typical transaction takes 20 to 30 days. So when you condense that down to 5 days, a lot of things could be missed, and or liens could be missed in the title work process. And for us, I just don't like that pressure, and I don't like promising someone I'm going to be able to help them if I don't know for certain that I'm going to be able to. And that brings us to today's topic and our most recent situation, which was how we lost a foreclosed home. And that was actually today. A home that we were trying to purchase to flip actually was foreclosed on because of these tight time restraints. When the wholesaler reached out to me, it was already midday on Friday. Today is Tuesday. And whenever he reached out, there was just no urgency. Like I mentioned before, the seller, she just didn't care, and she's had plenty of time, over a year, to rectify the situation. However, it wasn't that prior of a need for her. In her mind, she was just going to lose the house, but regardless, we wanted to provide a solution. So we opened up title on Friday. I can usually get title back in as quick as 2 days, but unfortunately we were not able to get title back until today, which is Tuesday. The foreclosure was actually today, and this is why I do not like going after these homes. Not only that, there's a lot of moving pieces that goes into a title report and closing a property, such as surveys. You have to get insurance and just make sure that there's no liens, and that the title company can provide you with what is called title insurance, meaning if something comes up after you buy the property, you are protected, and so is your lender who is lending on the property. This is just a couple reasons why we do not target pre-foreclosures, and honestly, this was my first experience dealing with one, and as you can see, it did not go well, and I spent all of my Monday working on this property trying to get it closed, but there's just so many people involved that I was unable to be successful. Now, it's a sad situation because we all lose, not only the wholesaler, but the homeowner, and myself included, and all the money that we could have put in rotation into the marketplace. But that's unfortunate, but it is a part of the business, and you're not going to be able to close every deal. But if you're curious and you've made it this far in the video, foreclosures isn't a bad niche to go after, so I don't want to just focus on the bad. I want to give you guys some good and some things to look out for if going after foreclosures and pre-foreclosures is your niche. Now, I say niche because this is exactly what it is. It's a very, very small sector that you're going to have to focus on, but I think if you sharpen your skills, you could get really good at it. And let's talk about some of the positives. Not only are you going to be helping people as we normally do in real estate investing, but there are people like me who don't focus on pre-foreclosures, and we have no interest in it because we get leads from other lead sources. On top of that, you could build and construct your team around people that focus mainly on pre-foreclosures that can give you quick turnarounds, whether that is an attorney or a good title company that can get title commitments back, maybe even quicker than I can, and be able to provide you with that sense of security that you need. And you will also have to have a very quick lender to be able to respond, which I was able to get my lender on board, and I was able to cover everything that we needed to get the deal closed. However, there was just some things and time frames that we could not meet. Now, I know that people that focus on pre-foreclosures, or investors in general, we get a bad name as leeches and people who prey on those that are in bad situations, but you have to remember, we're actually providing a service to the marketplace, and if there were not people like us and wholesalers like us to do these type of situations, then no one would be able to take care of these homes or help these people out. Because unfortunately, even though that we are getting a really good deal due to the situation, we are not the people who put them in this situation. We are actually just here lending a helping hand. So I want you to remember that, because we do actually provide a service to the marketplace. So I just want to recap with you guys so you understand a little bit about foreclosures. Before a home is actually foreclosed on or taken back from the bank, you actually go through a pre-foreclosure process, where that starts with a letter being sent out to you letting you know that you're behind and you're going to be foreclosed on. After that, they're going to get an attorney involved if you do not make arrangements with the bank, and they will actually start the foreclosure process. And then after another 6 to 8 months, depending on your state and regulations and how fast they're given to work, the home will actually be taken back by the bank. The bank will then foreclose on the home, and then it will go to a foreclosure auction where it will usually be sold to actually people who want to buy their first time home. You can get really good deals on these homes, and then after a certain amount of time, it will be given to investors to be able to bid on, which is something we could do. But when you buy at an auction, well, that's actually a whole nother video, but just realize if you buy at an auction, it's even riskier because you could miss certain liens. Or I've heard of people buying homes at the auction that they thought homes were there and actually the home had burnt down and they just bought land. So you have to do a lot of research. There's things that go into that. I have never bought at an auction, so I'm not going to touch base on that too much. But these are some things to be aware of when you're dealing with homes that are going into foreclosure or buying a foreclosed home. If you guys made it this far in the video, I truly appreciate it. This is just kind of overview of foreclosures. But if you like the content, like I said, please like and subscribe, tell a friend. Make sure you're following me on Instagram and TikTok. And if you want to know what my daily life looks like as a full-time real estate investor, check out some of my vlogs because there's always gems and lessons in that, from how we purchase deals to bringing in private money to how we find these great off-market properties. Until next time, peace.